Uh, Today we'll discuss what will be the process of eviction if a tenant has overstayed after the expiry of the lease period. Lease period has expired and still they are delaying or making excuses to make the place vacant. So in this case, what the generally landlord treat that it's a unilateral process. It's not a unilateral process. Suppose what they do generally, they throw their luggage, their belonging, and cut out the utilities like power cut, water supply cut, and sometimes these things can go against the landlord if the tenant know their right and take the legal action, make the complaint. Criminal case can be filed against the landlord even if there is rent due from the tenant. So case will turn in favor of tenant. So what will be the legal process or legal steps in this case? A landlord should avoid making such kind of steps. What the Model Tenancy Act says about this? First of all, there should be a written agreement or a rent agreement between the landlord and tenant, and this should have clearly mentioned the notice period and the what will be the eviction process and what will be the cases in which the eviction will be confirmed. And it is not optional for the landlord to serve written notice. It is a requirement of the law. Before approaching the court, you must serve a written notice. It can be on your behalf by your advocate or signed by you. And generally, if the property is residential and it is a month to month rent, in that case, it must be a 15 days notice. And in case of commercial property or commercial use, or the lease is more than 1 year, in that case it must be at least 1 month notice. The Model Tenancy Act is not a overruling act. It generally provide the guideline and give the authority to states to make their law accordingly. Like in Delhi, we have Delhi Rent Control Act, sorry, and Maharashtra Rent Control Act. So base is provided by the Model Tenancy Act 2021, and it is the requirement of this act. And suppose in that case, what are the legal ground on which eviction can be sought by the landlord? And few are the legal grounds. First one is non-payment. Suppose if the tenant failed to make the payment for 2 consecutive months, and despite giving notice, landlord can initiate the legal or eviction proceeding under section 21 of the Model Tenancy Act. Second ground is the expiry of the lease. Suppose lease terms have expired and still he is occupying the place. In that case, you can serve the legal notice before approaching the court. Or a violation of the agreement terms. It's like commercial use of the property, subletting of the property. These are the strong ground in favor of landlord. And second thing is personal use or bona fide requirement. Suppose in case I need to shift my family, or I want to use it for myself, in that case it is a strong ground. But in that case also it must be genuine need. It is not the pretext to make the eviction. And misuse of the properties, like for illegal activities, or making harm to the property. It's a misuse of property. Generally, most of the disputes got settled on this stage once the legal notice is served to the tenant for eviction and proper reasoning or ground has been mentioned in that notice, like notice period, like and grounds like non-payment of rent, misuse of the property, and uh, and a warning or reminder to go to the civil proceeding. Like every state has a rent court or tribunal in which you can go and take the order in your favor if you have sufficient ground or evidence. Most important evidence is the your rent agreement.